is a lot of energy in this building here tonight.
WWE Universe, listen up. WWE Action Zone coming at you with your updates, scores, and news. Tap the bell and stay in the ring with us. The WWE Universe was left in absolute disbelief after Clash in Paris delivered one of the most intense and dramatic storyline moments in recent memory, centering on a shocking ambush that targeted Roman Reigns, the tribal chief whose dominance has defined an entire era. Fans inside the arena and those watching around the world were stunned as the seemingly untouchable leader of the Bloodline was overwhelmed by a calculated multi-man assault written to shake the WWE landscape to its core. The moment unfolded with a level of precision and theatrical chaos that instantly signaled this was no ordinary confrontation, but a turning point crafted to launch a powerful new narrative arc around Roman Reigns' strength, legacy, and resilience. A calculated strike that changed everything. The scripted attack was portrayed as meticulously coordinated, executed by a rising faction determined to send a message that the tribal chief's reign was no longer safe at the top, and the suddenness of the moment left the arena in stunned silence. Roman Reigns has stood tall for years as an unstoppable figure, but this moment was designed to challenge that aura, reminding fans that even the greatest champions can face organized threats engineered to test their limits. Producers later described the segment as intentionally high impact, crafted to create shock, suspense, and emotional investment, pushing the story into new territory as Roman's future suddenly became uncertain. WWE personnel rush to ringside. The high-stakes drama intensified as WWE officials, referees, and backstage personnel poured out from behind the curtain, surrounding Reigns in a visual that instantly conveyed urgency and seriousness. As commentators lowered their voices and the broadcast shifted into a somber tone, the moment took on a cinematic weight that blurred the lines between spectacle and storytelling. Fans watched as the tribal chief was tended to by WWE's on-screen medical team, emphasizing that this attack was more than just another rivalry. It was a declaration of war that would carry consequences across the entire company. Triple H addresses the WWE Universe. Shortly after the segment, Triple H stepped onto the stage to address the stunned crowd, delivering a performance filled with emotion and gravity that elevated the storyline to a new level. His announcement clarified that Roman Reigns would be stepping away from competition for a period of recovery and reflection, shifting the focus of the ongoing narrative toward the evolving power struggle within WWE. Triple H's tone blended authenticity with dramatic tension, signaling that this moment would influence not only Roman's personal arc, but the direction of every performer orbiting the main event scene. The attacker's motives become clear. Backstage segments that followed revealed that the faction responsible for the Paris attack consisted of ambitious rising stars who believed Roman Reigns had held the top spot long enough. Through interviews, promos, and social media messages woven into the storyline, they claimed the era of the tribal chief was fading and that WWE needed new leadership. Their motivations were crafted to be complex rather than purely villainous, portraying them as hungry competitors willing to take extreme measures to break through a ceiling they viewed as immovable, a narrative approach designed to introduce new stars while intensifying the emotional weight on Roman's eventual response. Backstage chaos and concern. Behind the scenes, WWE talent reacted with a mixture of disbelief, tension, and emotional concern, creating a layered environment that blurred character and reality for maximum narrative effect. Veteran stars expressed outrage at the ambush. Younger performers debated what it meant for their own roles in the hierarchy, and the locker room was portrayed as divided between factions of support, fear, and opportunism. This dynamic provided fertile ground for additional storylines to emerge, setting the stage for shifting alliances, heated confrontations, and future confrontations across all WWE programming. A multi-layered storyline is born. Creative sources within the storyline framed the Paris attack as the beginning of a long-form arc built around themes of adversity, revenge, leadership, and rebirth, with Roman's temporary absence serving to deepen the mythos surrounding his character. The events opened doors for new rivalries, unexpected alliances, and opportunities for rising stars to shine, all while building anticipation for the moment Roman Reigns would inevitably return. This type of narrative structure allowed WWE to craft episodic tension week after week, keeping fans emotionally invested in every development. Fans react across the globe. Social media exploded as fans reacted to the attack, with millions of views pouring in from highlight reels and emotional breakdowns of Triple H's announcement. Meme pages, fan theorists, and wrestling analysts began dissecting every frame of the attack, speculating about the motives, the faction's future, and how Roman Reigns would respond. Hashtags related to the Paris incident trended globally for hours, showcasing the storyline's massive reach and the universal concern fans have developed for the tribal chief's fictional journey. Roman Reigns focuses on recovery and return. Within the story, Roman Reigns was said to be intensely focused on recovery, engaging in structured training sessions, physical conditioning, and strategic planning to prepare for his eventual return. WWE used behind-the-scenes vignettes to highlight Roman's determination and mental strength, portraying him not as a fallen warrior, but as a leader rebuilding himself stronger than ever. These segments served to deepen his character's emotional dimension and build anticipation for the moment he would step back into the spotlight. The rising faction gains momentum. Meanwhile, the attackers used their newfound notoriety to elevate their characters, delivering bold promos and appearing in dominant matches to cement themselves as a powerful new presence in WWE. Their confidence grew with every episode, and they leaned into their roles by taunting the bloodline, mocking Roman's absence, and declaring themselves the future of the company. This balanced the narrative by ensuring the antagonists remained compelling rather than one-dimensional, giving fans more reason to tune in each week. The locker room divides. As the weeks progressed, internal divisions intensified. Some superstars pledged loyalty to Roman Reigns, vowing to protect his legacy until he returned, while others aligned with the rising faction to carve out a piece of the new power structure. These shifting alliances created layers of emotional storytelling, enriching the arc and expanding it beyond just Roman's journey. Through subtle backstage interactions, stare-downs, and surprise confrontations, the story built momentum toward a series of explosive encounters. The psychological build. WWE doubled down on the psychological side of the storyline, portraying Roman as a warrior, battling not just physical obstacles, but emotional ones, including doubt, frustration, and the heavy expectations of leadership. Fans were shown glimpses of his internal struggle through intense promo packages and monologue-style vignettes that cast him in a heroic light, shaping his comeback as an inspirational journey of redemption rather than a simple return to action. Creative builds toward a massive showdown insiders hinted through narrative segments that Roman's eventual confrontation with the attackers would not be a normal match, but an event of historic proportions, a symbolic clash between eras of WWE. Week after week, the tension mounted as the villains grew bolder and Roman grew stronger, pushing anticipation to a fever pitch. Fans debated endlessly about when the tribal chief would re-emerge, building one of the most organic hype cycles seen in modern WWE storylines. The WWE Universe awaits the tribal chief's return. Every episode featured subtle teasers, a shadow, a theme song fake-out, a backstage reaction shot, each designed to push fans closer to the edge of their seats. The storyline made it clear that Roman Reigns was not just preparing to return, he was preparing to reclaim everything that had been taken from him, with more fury, focus, and purpose than ever before. His comeback was framed not merely as a match, but as a moment that would redefine legacies and reshape WWE's future. A storyline that will shape an era. The Paris Attack storyline has now evolved into one of the most emotionally charged arcs in recent WWE history, blending intense action, dramatic character development, and long-term narrative strategy. Roman's path from vulnerability to triumph promises to deliver unforgettable moments, new rivalries, and a renewed sense of purpose for the tribal chief, ensuring that when he finally steps back into the arena, the WWE Universe will erupt with a level of energy and anticipation that only a story of this magnitude can create.